Hey folks, welcome to Monday's Market Outlook here at Top Gun Options. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz. And quick heads up, we're going to be doing I'm going to open up our weekly options live trade brief that is every Monday at 1 o'clock today to the public. So it might be a little bit short heads up, but if you head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT, that stands for Full Throttle Dash Webinar, you can join us at 1 o'clock. As a matter of fact, if you're getting this late, you can still register, and I'll get you access to the replay, because we have a lot to talk about, folks, from the essentially the coming unhinged of the American left. It's just absolutely incredible. Congresswoman Maxine Waters calling on essentially violence against people in the Trump campaign. This on a weekend where the press secretary gets thrown out of a disgusting restaurant in Lexington, Virginia. And down here in Florida, the Florida Attorney General, a woman was taking her kids to the movies to see Mr. Rogers and got accosted, and she had to call the cops and get escorted out of the movie theaters, folks. This is getting ugly. It's getting bad, and they have no one to blame but themselves, folks. If you just can't stand the results of an election, go live someplace where there aren't elections. We're going to cover in our last week, we had a great weekly options trade on Amazon. We closed at a two-day gain of about 88% for $2,000. And we also put on an XLE trade last Monday that threaded the needle. We had a bear call spread with an existing bull put spread, and that trade made $5,100 at Iron Condor on limited risk. So we've been having an absolute blast here, even with this. So now we wake up and renewed trade war fears. Is this, it's the same old, folks. We never got our sell in May and go away. We got this buy in May, move sideways. Had another one of these, and then us testing this. This is a key technical level here, guys, this 50-day moving average. If we hang below it, look out below. We're back to these old days of no kid trade war fears. But I'm actually, in our live trade brief here in a little bit, I'm going to be looking at getting bearish on volatility. Look at the VIX today, folks. It's actually come in a little bit. It was up like 40%. The VIX can do this, folks. Yeah, it's off its highs a little while ago. So I'm going to look at actually getting bearish on volatility, either out to Friday or to next Friday, because you need to be counter-cyclical to the VIX. When volatility is cheap, you buy it. When it's expensive, you sell it. So volatility, we've had straight VIX call buys for the past couple weeks that have really, really done well. And then now I'd be looking to get bearish on volatility right here. But it is, folks. It's renewed. Nothing's changed. As a matter of fact, Steve Mnuchin, our Treasury Secretary, came out today and said Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal stories of China investment restrictions are fake news. They're simply not true. So that's one of the reasons the market's selling off hard. But the Treasury Secretary said it's not true. Strong dollar is hitting emerging markets, and also the trade war starting to hit emerging markets as well. Loved the OPEC meeting. The OPEC deal ends with output confusion, sets the stage for deal unraveling. We could have written this headline a year ago and predicted that that's what was going to happen. But like I said, we had a beautiful Iron Condor that finished on Friday for a profit of $5,100 on about three grand in risk. Hell of a trade right there. So we'll talk about the XLE tomorrow in our primary live trade brief. And also, we talked last week about this. It's time to get out of the Morgan Stanleys, the JP Morgans. The financials just aren't good money right now. We're going to take a look at being in Visa instead. Everything's obviously today's a big sell from the market just because, Dow's down 385 points, but there's nothing systemically wrong. We had new home sales today that were very, very good numbers. Where are they? New home sales, 689,000. So that was pretty good. We'll have some the Case-Shiller and the Conference Board's consumer confidence numbers tomorrow. So we'll get some macro data throughout the week. Durable goods, core durable goods, crude oil, some Fed heads are speaking. So we'll get some macro data, and then big Friday with some inflation numbers, spending, income, Chicago PMI. So if there's follow through tomorrow to the downside, we might test this 200-day, but I said for a while, I said it doesn't feel like we're going to hit this 50-day moving average. I said if we do hit it with some airspeed, it's time to be bearish. So that's what's good about being an options traders. We can change our strategic mindset in the blink of an eye and get bearish like this. But even with this, this is orderly. I'm not seeing, it doesn't feel like a panic. I mean, this, even though it looks bad, it's just not, there's not super panic. But as we predicted a couple weeks ago, folks, I said there most likely is going to be another tech wreck. Remember the last time that the techs got hammered? Same type of thing. Lofty, all of them are pulling back. Facebook, Apple's not as bad today, but Facebook's pulling back. Amazon, Apple. So we'll talk about all the stuff too. But like I said, I think the trade for this week is to maybe wait one more day, or we'll talk about it today in the 1 o'clock session to get short volatility on this big spike. I mean, I haven't seen the VIX up 40% in a long time. Probably. Yeah, right around there. That's when the big trade war shots potentially happen. So, but we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun trading this market. Like I said, join me in about 30 minutes. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT-webinar, and we'll talk about how to trade volatility. Okay. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless. We'll see you.